My story began, I was born in Hungary, and I was raised in a comfortable home with a religious family, and I was a spoiled child. So it was equal to any of the youngsters in America. I mean, there was really no different. Hungary was a pretty modern country. We were very up on cultural activities and so on. So it was a nice lifestyle. So what happens when the pendulum swings and tragedy hits? Well, as you all know, the Germans occupy Hungary and hell breaks loose. People are incarcerated in ghettos. From the ghettos, they are put in the boxcar. From the boxcar, shipped to Auschwitz and either live or die. My name is Magda Brown. I was born in Hungary. I live in Skokie, Illinois. I came to the United States in 1946, and I have been a certified medical assistant as my profession. I worked for a physician for 40 years. In 1949, I married a very nice Chicago-born Jewish young man, and we have 2 children, a son and a daughter. Have 5 granddaughters. I have great-granddaughters. I have grandsons. So I'm a very happy, proud grandma. Well, there are many, many areas that I cover that is painful. And every so often I come up with some new memories. And my daughter comes with me, so she's my best observer, and she tells me, "Mother, you threw something new in." And yes, I do, but as far as painful memories, there are 1 or 2 things that I absolutely refuse to talk about. I just can't bring it out to spread it around. You know, there was very painful situations, and I just leave it alone, because I'm afraid that if I start talking about that, I will not be able to carry through my whole presentation. So that is in a sense, well, it's a problem, but I manage quite well with telling the rest of the story, so it's okay. How do I feel about being in the museum, seeing all the artifacts? It's not easy. It's not easy. I try to rise above it, because in order to be able to tell and retell my story, I have to remain pretty tough. See, I cannot break down. I mean, it just won't work that way. You stand in front of school children and you tell your story, so you can't start crying. Now the same applies here too. I mean, I know every single artifact here. I know it in my dream. I don't have to see them. I don't have to hear the testimonies. Yes, it is very, very painful, but because I have a stronger mission, it overpowers my emotions of how I feel here. I mean, there are some spots where it really gets to me, you know. For instance, the rail cars, you know, that's a very, very sensitive area. The group of people dismantling, disembarking from the cable car, you know, I've been there. When I see the shower rooms, I've been there. So there are many, many, many sections here that really hits home. But like I said, I have to be more, I have a stronger motivation, so it overpowers it, and that's how it works. I did what I had to do, which I still do because it's my mission. But I guess today's modern technology carries you all over. So you just have to Google my name, and all the speaking engagements are spread out all over. So it's taking me all the way to New Zealand to address a Catholic convention, and I did not solicit for that job. They found me. I do not want to use the podium. And there's one reason. I'm not intimidated. I mean, you talk, it doesn't matter where. The point is that when I am talking to that student 2 feet away, I feel closer, I interact. Sometimes I joke with them before I get started, so they don't feel that they're seeing a stiff person telling this terrible story. They see a human being. That's what I try to achieve. And I am proud to say that most of the time I accomplish that. So I interact with these children. I walk up to them. I inquire what school they're from, what grade they're in, before I even get started. So they know that I am not a stranger. I am with them. I am part of this whole program. So therefore, I find they usually hook me up with a lavalier microphone, and I just take off and I move. And when somebody tries to photograph me, has a hard time because I am out of focus all the time. But nevertheless, it has become very effective. This is my own style. Other people stand at the podium. Other survivors sit and make their presentation. Whatever works, works. And this works for me. And we have even a gallery section. So there are seats behind the fence there. And so when we are overcrowded, a group can sit upstairs or stand upstairs. So we can accommodate quite a few people to make it available for more. And these speaker programs are usually scheduled twice a day. There's a group for 11 o'clock. So what they do, let's say there are 3 schools coming in from 3 different locations. And the coordinators arrange so that the 3 schools are completing their tours of the artifacts, and then there are enough people to fill the room for the 1 speaker for the 11 o'clock session. And the same thing is for the 1:30 session, because they can't possibly have that many speakers for each and every little school group. I mean, it's impossible. Also, it is much more effective having a full room. So it works in many ways, but it works, and that's all that matters. So children come, they listen. Some of them are very well prepared. They ask fabulous questions. And of course, inevitably, every one of them will ask, have I ever met Hitler? And I have to give them a very simple answer, and I try to put it this way. Because you see, there are no stupid questions. I know that. So matter of fact, yesterday I said it. I said, you know, visualize that you're the king and I am the prisoner. What chance has a prisoner to reach the king? So they understand it that way. I mean, what possible chance would I have had to see a ruler of a country? So then they understand, but this, somehow or another, they are fascinated with that. You see, you cannot bring back the dead. The Holocaust was 66 years ago, so it belongs to history. However, our slogan at the museum is, remember the past, transform the future. So in order to accomplish that, by sharing my story with anyone who wants to hear it, I feel that I'm reaching a lot of people. Matter of fact, last year we added up, and 6,115 people have heard my story. So I feel that out of this many thousands of people, there will be just as many who will understand and help transform the future.